take that W and hand you a loss. Break your ankles on the cross, on God on that rock. Off the bounce, leave you on the first step. It might be a long night for you without some double team help. Or the whistle from the ref, I'm from the school of hard knocks. Watch how I hit them with a shimmy when I get them on the block. We talking nothing but hoops, a floor general and it's true. Spot up in the corner, man, you know I'm gon' shoot. Or slam like an alpha, I'm beastin' like a boss named Hefe. Trapping on the baseline, you escape no way. A baller like Kobe wearing 24 and 8. Y'all be sure to subscribe to the channel, hey, with Mr. Slam and Alpha Dog too. And Pure Waves with the best sports book too. If you wanna show support, give us a view. Call this a NBA jam. If you a super fan, hit the bell is what you do. We off the bounce. Check up. Level off the bounce. Let's get it.
He's on fire.
What is up, everybody? Happy Monday. It is Off the Bounce. I'm FA Picks. I got Alpha with me. We got BBB with me, a.k.a. Mickey. Will we ever fix the name tag? We don't freaking know. Guys, NBA playoffs, full swing. Every single game one has been played. We got 3 game ones today. Wow. First, how are we all doing today?
What an intro. Doing well, man. Excited to get into some NBA playoff action. Was an awesome first week. But like I said, excited to get into it. BBB, our Friday now, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, any day that ends with a Y, you might get to see him. What is up, BBB? How we doing?
We're doing good. We got NBA playoffs, and NBA is my favorite time. You know, we got some player props coming your way today, so excited to dive into today's slate.
Oh, man. Funny stuff. First of all, and most importantly, shout out to Pure Wage. You see the flag behind BBB right there. He is somebody you better get to know. It's NBA playoff time. Make sure you follow his account. If it wasn't for him, wouldn't be here every single damn day. I mean, we got like over 100 shows, guys. But let's bring it to today. Every single series has had its game one. Tonight, we got 3 game ones. We got Philly, Toronto. We got Dallas and Utah. And we got the nightcap with Denver and Golden State. But before we move on, first of all, let me shout out. The chat is already popping. Where's my cup? King Poppy Sosa.
What up, boys?
What's up, boys? Guys, one thing that you took away from the weekend, all the game ones we saw. BBB, start with you.
I mean, it was a crazy weekend. We saw, unfortunately for the Raptors, a couple key guys go down. Yeah. And, you know, we'll get a little bit more into that, you know, in our breakdowns. Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, it's not a good look for them. They lost 2 of their top contributors. Scotty Barnes, who, you know, in my opinion, you know, he's my front runner for Rookie of the Year. The dude had almost a triple-double. He probably would have had the triple-double in his first playoff appearance if he didn't go down with that injury. It just sucks to see because that guy's such a young talent.
Yep. 100%. I definitely have a couple takeaways. My first one would be that the Raptors are in a tough spot. They may get bounced quicker than I originally anticipated. Injuries are going to be catastrophic for that team. They lost some key pieces, so we'll get into that later today. And my other main takeaway is that the number 1 seeds in each conference really showed why they're the number 1 seeds. Both sides dominated in their first game. We'll get into see what will happen next.
Yeah, the Heat definitely dominated. Trae Young. 1 of 12, 0-7 3-point range. Can't do that, brother. And the Suns, I mean, CP3 looked incredible. Oldest player ever to have a 30-10 game in the playoffs. Wow. I'll take one. I want to talk about one thing that we haven't got to yet. The Celtics-Nets series is, if it's anything like game 1 was, it'll be one of the greatest round 1 series we will ever get to see. It's pretty much must-watch television, and the fact that we have to wait till Wednesday for game 2 is a just tragedy. But we will get there when we get there. Guys, we got 3 huge game 2s tonight. Let's get
real quick.
It.
I want to see Nets fans or Knicks fans. How do you guys feel about Trae Young just absolutely laying an egg?
I texted I have a Knicks group with all my Knicks homies. I texted them yesterday and said, "Are you kidding me? Did you see what he did to us last year?" And then watch it. It's so frustrating watching what he did, but it was a magical run last year, and the Hawks are a different team this year. Without Capella, they're a completely different team. So the dynamics change.
Capella hurts. Capella really, really hurts them because he was such a force, especially for second chance opportunities. You hate to see it because DeAndre Hunter was playing incredible, and it's tough. I think the Heat are going to get through it pretty quickly with them. But they play tomorrow, so we'll get to them tomorrow, guys. Oh my God, the other thing I want to talk about in the recap is that T-Wolves Grizzlies series. Whew,
Ant-Man's that dude. Ant-Man is that dude. I'm excited for it.
How many more times is Ant-Man going to show up? If the Timberwolves get out of there, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. But let's move on. 3 games today, starting with the Raptors 76ers. And BBB said it. Raptors they're just in a tough spot. No Thaddeus Young, but that's not as important as a no Gary Trent Jr. and no Scotty Barnes tonight. Yeah. It's a minus 7.5 line for the Sixers, so you could buy it up or down either way. It's interesting, though, that this line was pretty much exactly how it was in game 1 with those guys. I think it was the line settled at a 6. Does anybody think that this is going to be one of those situations where the Raptors lose a player, but yet, can still cover this game? Alpha, we'll start with you, man.
No. I alluded to it earlier in the intro. I think the Raptors are in a lot of trouble. They're missing their heart with Scotty Barnes. He's the engine on that team. He was unbelievable. Gary Trent's their shooter. And without those two guys, and if we get half the performance Maxey gave us in the first one, it's going to be a runaway. I'm parlaying the 76ers money line. I'm not going to take by 7.5. I think they cover it easily, but it's still the Philadelphia 76ers. We know it could happen with that team, but I don't think they're going to lose this one. I'll get over to the next leg when we cover the next game because it is in the next game, which is going to be giving it away now. But money line on the 76ers for me. BB.
Yep, this brings me to my first prop. It's actually a couple props. I'm going to be doing a ladder prop here. We've done these before on the show, and we've had some great success with them. We had some big plus monies, and I think we got another opportunity here. When guys go down, we get guys that get to step up, and I'm looking at OG Anunoby here because in games without Scotty Barnes, he gets a lot of increase in not only his shots but his output that he has. He's had 6 games without him. He's had over 20 points in every single one. His line's only at 16.5, I believe it was earlier. It might be 17.5 now, but I still like that as well. That's my favorite one. And we're going to build on that a little bit. We're going to take him up to 20 plus points, which was at plus 185, and then plus 20 or 25 plus points, which is plus 620. So we're going to do that little ladder play. And then I'm even going to take his over threes because in every game that he has not had him with him, he's had over 2.5 threes, which was sitting at about even money. So, I mean, he's hit this on almost everyone. His volume should continue to go. I don't see the Raptors necessarily, winning this game or anything, but I do think it's a spot where he's going to get a lot more opportunity to be able to shoot the ball.
I'm telling that one. I like that a lot.
I actually really like that a lot. Guys, I don't know official play. This is the only game that I'm a little worried. And I know this is a playoff, so it's different, but through the regular season, in this situation, if this game is in the regular season, I'm all over the Raptors plus 8. It's your typical players are out. The public is all over the 76ers. We're talking about a 97% on the money line for the 76ers. 97% on the money line. This is if this game is 2 weeks ago, I'm screaming. I am on the Raptors.
I agree.
It's the freaking playoffs, and in the playoffs, 3 things happen. A, the pace of play slows down tremendously. Defense ticks up tremendously. And all the onus is on one-on-one basketball, especially when you have superstars. And I have to respect the 76ers, who have 2 of them. I do think the 76ers... 1.5. I was talking about Maxey and Embiid, baby. Come on.
I'll take it.
How about that game from Maxey, guys? I mean, that was
insane. Let's hold on. I want to piggyback off that, BB. I'm glad you brought that back. Let me just get to my lean here. I lean with the Raptors. I do. If this was the regular season, Raptors would be an official play. But I lean with the Raptors plus 8 here. I just think everybody's writing them off. I don't think there's a chance the 76ers lose this game tonight. But I think as a team that is as well coached as they are, with players that still have that championship, they remember what it took to get there. They ain't gonna fold. They're gonna try. They're gonna scrap. They should keep this game close. Raptors plus 8 is my lean here. I want to ask you, BB, you brought up Maxey. Would you fade him today and take the under on his points after such a performance?
There's so much steam.
I don't know. I mean, do you know what his line's at right now?
I will get that to you in 3 seconds.
Yes, 18.5 are his points right now. His assists are 3.5 at plus money.
I mean, if I'm a public bettor and I see 18.5, You gotta think the overs being just taken over and over
I would
again.
lean the under here simply just because I think he's
going.
hit that about like 40% of the time, but I don't think it's like necessarily a slam spot or anything, simply because he has been pretty consistent on like he has these nights where he can go, and the 76ers are also very good about like, hey, he has the hot hand. We saw James Harden talk about it in the post game, like I needed to make sure I got him the ball, and James Harden was giving him those looks. They were giving him those heat check moments where he was just pulling up from deep three and hitting them. So if he gets hot again, you might be SOL there. So I don't know. I lean the under, but I'm gonna stay away from that one.
I respect that point of view. It's kind of where I was heading. Just kind of like looking at it from is like, this is the thing about the playoffs. You get a day, sometimes 2 days in between, and all you do is game plan for that, like 1 or 2 guys that kind of screwed you in the game before, right? I got it. Just think to myself, Nick Nurse is preaching. We cannot let Maxey do what Maxey did. You know what I mean? But then again, if it's not him, it's Harden. If it's not Harden, it's Embiid. The 76ers, they have too much for the Raptors, but I still think the Raptors can keep it close.
I just wouldn't be surprised if Nick Nurse like told his guys, look, we'll accept it if a guy like Tyrese Maxey beats us. Yeah, we just need to make sure Joel Embiid and James Harden are not the ones to beat us. If a role player steps up and beats us, we just got to take that one on the chin, and I think that's what they took in game 1.
Good point.
I also think tonight we're going to see a lot more of Tobias Harris being left a little more open. So there'll be more to come. Tonight should be an interesting game.
Jeez, I forget that guy is still in the 76ers.
That's because he's gone for like 4 games, and then he has like 4 threes in one game, and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot you're on the team, bud.
All right, guys. What do we got? We got the Mavs and the Jazz. The Jazz did they push? If you bought,
they covered on a miracle. It depends when you got the line.
Yeah. I had it at 6 and they pushed. Let me tell you, if you turn that game on with about 1:40 left, Maxi Kleber just hits a big 3-pointer, and the Jazz have the ball and they're up 1 point. My God, that I think I had that cover all locked up. And then I forget who. I know who. Royce O'Neal makes his first freaking points of the freaking game after he was just horrible the entire game. Makes a huge 3-pointer. They go up by 4. They Mavs miss. Jazz get 2 free throws. They win the game by 6. That's the game. But I want to point something out. Donovan Mitchell had the worst first half of his career, followed it up by the best second half of his career.
He's been doing that a lot lately. I don't know if you guys saw the game.
I gotta think that's ammo for Jason Kidd, though, man. I gotta think that you show exactly what you did in the first half, and you say, this is what we do, but this time, guys, let's try to do it for both halves. He's can't have a guy score 2 points in the first and then 30 points in the second. He scored.
I don't know if it's much of like the defense though, or if it's just Donovan Mitchell's been starting slow, because he's had stuff where he's just like bricking layups and like easy shots. And it doesn't make sense. He like starts the first half and you're like, where is he? Ends with 2 points. And then he finishes with like 22. And it's like, could you imagine how much different the game would be if he just knew how to play in the first half these last couple of games?
Dude, here's the real stat that sticks out to me, guys. He had 19 points in the third quarter. 12 out of the 19 are in the paint. So it's not even like he was shooting. He was just getting right into
driving. He was driving
right to the paint. I gotta think that in this situation, this is the Mavericks looking at that first half and being like, we had this game, we had the game plan, and they got out coached at halftime by Quinn Snyder. There were things were changed, schemes were changed, and the Mavericks couldn't keep up. Guys, maybe I'm biting into it a little much. Maybe I'm thinking about it too much. I'm on the Mavericks +5 here. I think they can compete without Luka. I think they can keep it close. I liked what I saw to Brunson. I liked what I saw to Kleber. I liked what I saw to the Mavericks. They just forgot. They just thought D. Mitch was not going to have what he did in the second half, and if he didn't, Mavericks win this game. I'm gonna roll with the Mavericks again +5 tonight. Not sure if they can win this outright, but they freaking better, because they're going to Utah after this, and nobody knows. Yeah, this is the series. No Luka tonight, obviously. We're not even sure about Luka for game 3. I think it's a little bit more optimistic because I think they're going to be off for 2 days. But the Mavs need this freaking game, man. Alpha, what are we doing?
This is second leg of my parlay. I wrote it last time. I'm taking the Jazz here on the money line. I also lean the under 205.5. It's a very low total, but I do think we see this one stay low. The Jazz have too much offensive firepower to lose this game against the Mavs without Luka. When Luka's not there, they had some good runs. They had some leads, but they can't sustain the offense. They don't have enough guys who can flat out score and create shots like the Jazz do. When the Jazz get going, they can really roll and put up volume points. We saw that in the second half. I think we see it again.
Can I say something? How about the fact? I'm sorry, BB. You can go next. How about the fact that Rudy Gobert took one shot in that game?
That's just unreal.
They weren't passing him the ball.
That's just blasphemous, dude. I mean, to be honest, if I was Rudy Gobert, I am not running back and forth down the court. I'm not getting every single rebound. I have 17 rebounds. I'm not playing. I'm not being the defensive player of the year, all to get one shot attempt while I watch Donovan Mitchell brick 37 shots in the first half. Like, congrats on finally figuring out how to make a basket in the second half. But I just had to watch you brick 30 times in a row before you even passed to me. So I don't know. If I was Rudy Gobert, I would be pissed.
I agree to an extent, but also the game plan worked. They dominated the inside. They kept Rudy from using all his energy on the glass, and they were able in the second half to volume outscore Dallas. Dallas has no big men that can compete with the rebounding of the Jazz. We talked about that in the first one, and I think that's going to be the deciding factor yet again. You look at the rebounding totals. It was 53-34. That you can't win a basketball game getting
without looking. Tell me who led the Mavericks in rebounds in Game 1.
Dwight Powell. I don't have it up.
I feel like it's like a Jalen Brunson or something.
It is. It's Jalen Brunson with 7 rebounds.
Powell had 5. Yep, look at it now. I mean, come on. And look who was second. Second was Reggie Bullock. Bullock.
I will say, I know Rudy Gobert is not an offensive huge threat, and he's not someone you need to force the ball to, but it's the fact that they just literally neglect him. There is times where he gets a seal down low, and it's literally easy. He's still a giant, to where if you hand him the ball down there, he gets a mismatch. There's times where Donovan Mitchell just looks at him and decides, I'm going to do whatever I want. When he has that seal, when he's standing there and it's going to be an easy 2 points, you got to give it to him, especially if you want this guy to work his butt off. Luckily, Rudy Gobert is not a prima donna. As much as everyone hates him for the whole COVID situation, he could be, this was another NBA star, he probably is sitting out already because he hasn't got to touch the ball.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. But at the same time, the play works for them. When they're clicking, Rudy's not scoring. When they're having their best games and they're at their full offensive potential, he's down low getting offensive rebounds, doing putbacks, but he's not getting the ball a ton down low. So they're trying to get into their playoff form where they can win later on. But I'm pretty sure on any possession here where the Jazz need a bucket, they're able to get it if they need to go
also,
down low.
I mean, let's be honest. Is Donovan Mitchell putting up 29 shots tonight? No. I mean, come on, 29 shots, 32 points. I know I was praising his second half, but that just shows you how horrendous of a first half he had. The Mavericks obviously have to prepare for him to not have that bad of a first half.
I'm sorry, I think Donovan Mitchell's always kind of been a volume scorer, to be honest, though.
Did we get your play, BB? I don't know.
No, my play is actually going to be another prop on this one. We've seen from the Mavs that they really only had 2 scorers in that game, and that's Jalen Brunson and Spencer Dinwiddie. I'm sure they get some others involved, but I got to think that they try to focus more on Jalen Brunson because he seems to be the focus of that team. He only had 2 more points, but Dinwiddie kind of gets swept under the radar here. His point total is at 21.5, and we saw last time he hit that with 22, but in the 2 previous games without Luka as well, that actually mattered. He had 36 and 26. I think he kind of goes under the radar here. I'm not doing an official ladder play here, but I think, if you wanted to take a couple of his alternate points totals over, wouldn't be a bad look because they really don't have that many more offensive threats. They have a couple, role player guys like Powell and, Bullock that will obviously contribute some points, but their main 2 scorers are going to be Brunson and Dinwiddie here.
I totally agree with you on that one, man. I mean, they're going to put up shots. Brunson put up 24 shots. He's going to get his shots for the Mavericks, that is. I wanted to bring this up, and it's funny. Why aren't they bringing in Boban, man? Put Boban on freaking Gobert. just
Boban can only play 5 minutes a game.
Purposes, dude. Just for rebound. I just told you Jalen Brunson led your team in rebounds.
Listen, there's one stat I wanted to add here. Hassan Whiteside played 13 minutes in the game off the bench. 13 minutes. He had 8 rebounds. He out-rebounded every single player on the Mavs in his 13 minutes of backup center duty.
Yeah, that's actually insane.
That's insane.
Yeah, you're right. Wow. I'm looking at that right now. That's good stat. Yeah. Well, I don't know what to say about that. Let's move on from there, guys. All right. Last game of the night, Warriors Nuggets. Boy, did Jordan Poole have a fantastic first game. They brought Steph Curry off the bench. It was his first game back in a couple weeks off the injury. Jordan Poole goes out, drops 30. Warriors have 5 different players drop double digits, including Steph off the bench, who looked great. More importantly, They just said, Jokic, you could have a great game, but absolutely nobody else can. And thus they won by 16 points. And I think that's the recipe for success with the Nuggets here. And I think the Warriors have it. I just think they're going to let Jokic do his thing and take every single other person away from the game, because it's so tough on Jokic, who I think deserves another MVP award. But people, and I say this all the time, people forget how good Jamal Murray was. Michael Porter Jr., even if he comes back, he ain't going to be that for them. I like the Warriors here again tonight, guys, minus the 7. They're the favorite that I'm willing to back because of 2 reasons. A, defensive scheme. I think it's perfect. And B, they have the absolute offensive firepower to outscore the Nuggets. The Nuggets just can't keep up. If the Warriors are scoring, the Nuggets can't possibly keep up with them. I'm going to go with the Warriors minus 7 here. Also, the Warriors are 6-1 against the spread in the last 7 games stemming from the regular season. BB, anything?
Yeah, I got my first official side on this one. I'm going to be rocking with the Nuggets plus the 7 here.
This guy goes.
I think that Jokic did not have that good of a game in his first one. He was kind of inefficient off the beginning, and he went over 4 from 3. I don't think he'll be as bad this time. And then it's crazy to say that that's bad, but it is on his terms. Because he did only have 25 points. And again, that's weird to say only, because the dude, when he's averaging, 30, 10, and 10, it's pretty wild to be.
I mean, come on, let's really dive into this for a second. Hold on. 12 of 25. He shot a little under 40%. He's got 25 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. He had a really normal Jokic game. It's the other guys that, and honestly, other than Will Barton, nobody had a good game. Aaron Gordon might as well have just
100%.
sat on the freaking bench. Monte Morris might as well sat on the bench. Bones Highland's shooting 7 threes. If you're off, bro. You know what I mean? But how about the fact, this is what stands out to me. They went 1-5. They played 12. They went 12 deep, the Nuggets did. They played 12 players. In the playoffs, if you know anything,
that's because they gave up.
Shorten the roster.
They gave up. You look at the end, though. I mean, the Zeke Naji entrance, the
Kankar, I know. They only played 4 minutes each.
So, I mean.
Well, I will say, I think they get a little bit more contribution this time. I think that Jokic starts off a little bit better. And like a lot of that was kind of garbage time points, in my opinion, too, and stuff. Like if you watched like his stats throughout the game, he was really not until he didn't start really getting those points until it was like, okay, this game is over. And so I think, if he gets a better start, keeps him competitive, his teammates kind of step up a little bit. I do think, first game, first real playoff game for guys like Bones Highland and like some of these guys, it is a bit of a shock factor. I think they probably pooped their pants a little bit, and that's why you see like a 2 for 7. But they also are guys that, they can get hot and they can take over. I'm not saying they necessarily do, but I also think they're not going to get, 30 plus points from Jordan Poole again. We've seen him before. He'll flamethrower one night and he might have 4 points tonight.
I hear you on
Curry
that.
Is a little bit banged up.
BB, I hear you on that. But in that same breath, I just want to say, don't think Steph Curry's dropping 16, every game. You know what I mean?
He's still a little shook up. He didn't even start last game.
Yeah, but he's getting back into it. Guys, let me go tonight for this one. They have not officially announced the official starting game because it's the 10 o'clock tip tonight. But guys, don't forget about the return of Facundo Campazzo. Off his 1-game suspension, back in the lineup here. Has absolutely nothing to do with my analysis, but I thought I'd throw that little fact in there for you. I'm on the over, guys. The first game had 230 total points. Tonight we're sitting at 222. I had the over in the last one as well. I think we see a ton of points.
I can't believe that went over.
Yeah, of course it went over. I think we see this one comfortably go over because Denver really didn't shoot well and play a great offensive game in the first matchup. The Warriors I see still having a good offensive game, and I think the Nuggets are able to keep it a lot closer. So I think we get this over a little bit easier than the last one.
All right, guys. Well, before we get into best bets, let's shout out our bad beats people. Pick it. If you don't know about them, make sure to find out about them, guys. If you have the app, follow us on there. If you don't have the app, let me take a minute to tell you about it. Social media betting app. You could get on there, create communities with you and your buddies, link your sports book to it, and just get on there, share bets, share fun stuff, share different content. And the reason they sponsor our bad beats on our shows is simple. They have a whole bad beat section on there. You could post your bad beats, videos of it, reactions to it, and it's just a real fun place to go. And misery loves company in those types of situations. You know that in playoff times, there's always going to be those crazy bad beats. So make sure to check them out. And if you don't have the app, use the code right on the bottom of the screen, ATS Spot, to download it. If you download the app, you can have $300 to $100 given to you, depending on just the random system. So if you don't got the app, download it, use our code. If you do got the app, make sure you follow all of us. We're posted on there every day, free picks every day. So make sure to check them out. The people over at Pickett are good people. Download the app if you don't got it yet.
Guys, I just dropped the play. I just dropped the play. Well, Hefe was doing the read. Go check it out. Go find me, Alpha Dog on it. Just dropped the play.
I dropped mine earlier today, and I'm sure BBB did as well.
100%.
Probably not. He's lazy. Probably not. He's lazy.
All right, man.
It's about that time.
Is it this time? What do we got?
The Office. That's the bad beat right there. This was a 25-leg parlay here, and it was all in the same game of the game we had talked about just recently, the Dallas Mavericks versus the Utah Jazz. Look how many over-unders there are on that thing. That is insane. And then guess what it all came down to right there? Bojan Bogdanovic, under 24.5 points. Of course, he has the game of his life. He has 26. He gets the last bucket towards the very end there. And our poor fella there just lost about, what was that, a plus 4,000 something there?
Wait, it was a 20-something parlay?
25-leg parlay, all in the same game. All came down to Bojan Bogdanovic.
God.
And he had 26 points on the last bucket.
Can you imagine that? That's a heartbreaker. But anyway, guys,
I'm going through the wall. My fist is going through the wall.
Anybody who's watching this, two things. A, this is the interface. This is how the bad beat section looks on the Pickett app. So it's just a firsthand view of what you would be seeing. You could post your slips like this guy did. Have other people cry at it. And right there, guys, where that arrow's pointing, you see that QR code? If you whipped out your phone right now and scanned that would take you right to the App Store to download the app. You use the code right there, ATS Spot. We're making it really quick and easy for you. Shout out the man in the back for putting this together. And make sure you guys use that QR code. And we will wait here for you to use it. Just kidding.
I promise. This app is amazing, dude. I love looking on here. I love looking at other people.
LeBron until you download the app.
Yes. We will not give you any best beats until you download the app.
Best beats?
Oh, my God. It's the second time I did that today.
Galactica. What a day.
Best beats.
Code ATS Spot. You can get up to $100. $100 of free money.
Yep. It's a free app to join. You just got to link your sportsbook to it, and you can get between $300 and $100 that these Pickett guys are giving away to you. QR code's right in front of you. Use code ATS Spot. Check out the bad beat section. Check out our profiles. Free picks every day. Alpha.
Let's do it.
Best bets time.
Bad Battlestar Galactica beats Wade to LeBron. Let's get it, boys. Best bets, whatever the hell that was, edition. We are taking the parlay of 76ers and Mavericks. You get that at -110, both on the money line. And the over in Nuggets Warriors. Those are my two. Prop God, BBB, what we got?
We're going to be rocking with the OG and Unbe over 16.5 points, laddered up all the way to 25 plus points. All right. So we got like 3 plays in one there. Then we're going to rock with Spencer Dinwiddie over 21.5 points in that one as well.
Making this really easy, boys. I'm rolling with the Mavs +5 and rolling with the Warriors -7. Those are my two for this evening. We will be back tomorrow. We'll be back. Actually, we'll be here every day this week, guys. There's playoff games every day. I believe 3 every day. So catch us here. Normal OTB week for you. We'll break down every playoff series as it goes. We'll bring it all the way to the weekend. So thank you, everybody. Shout out to Pure Wage, the best in the business. Make sure to go check them out on Twitter if you haven't already. And we will see you guys tomorrow.